Hello.
That's my husband.
How you doing?
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi.
Also known as Living with the Mayhans.
All right.
I need to check my phone at it. Cause I was weighed at 217. I'm like, wait a minute, that ain't right.
All right. You get it? Yup. What is it? 329.8. All right.
Mind if I check mine?
Yeah, you can step on there if you want to. That's fine.
Hold on, y'all.
You don't mind me getting some hand sanitizer? Oh yeah, you're good.
213.
You are good. Okay. So, do you? I know, right? It's like you get like a little cut, and then you have, you know it's there. Yeah, yeah. You see how to? Say what? Oh yeah. Yeah. So, for going over the pre-surgery diet, I have a book for you, but I know it's probably going to be hard for you to read. It's very small print. Okay, all right. I just wanted to know if you wanted me to like go through it like in great detail as I'm talking about it with you, or like reading off everything, or if you can look at it later. I can send it to you in email too, because I think you said before it's easier for you with email, then you can like blow it up and see it better. Yeah. Right? Okay. Okay. So I did like the words be a little bigger. Can you make the words a little bigger? Yeah. Yeah. I can definitely do that. Yep. I can send it to you that way, so that way it's easier for you to look at it. Because yes, this is a lot smaller. I mean, it's okay print, but it's still small. It's not going to be easy to see. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. So surgery, the 18th, right? Yes, ma'am. How exciting! Yeah. Do you have any questions right off the bat that you want me to go over with you? He might have some questions, but I pretty much don't. Okay. Do you have any questions right off the bat that you want us to address?
Not really.
Not right now? Okay.
No, not right now.
Okay. He just worried about like when I come through everything, and like when it comes to how I'm gonna react, is it gonna be hard on me, is it gonna be easy, is it gonna, stuff like that. There's really no way of knowing, until after. Right.
Cause I know after she come through it, she's gonna be in a lot of pain. That's what's gonna worry
There
me.
is definitely that possibility. We do send
That's
you
what's
home.
gonna worry me.
Yeah, we do send you home with medication for that. So we send you home with medication for pain. We send you home with medication for nausea and acid reflux. And
This is what we go through, y'all.
yeah. Do you still have your gallbladder? Yeah. Okay. And then there's a medication, and that's all in this book too. So I
This is our first beginning of her weight loss surgery.
Okay. So I don't know if it
weight loss journey.
Getting harder, or just like I take the pill earlier in the day about 12 o'clock. I'm already having it. I'm like, wow. Yeah. Well, which one do you take now? I take Pepsid. Pepsid. Okay. Yeah. So what you're gonna get
I
from
actually checked my
us
weight
after
today, y'all.
surgery
I'm at
is called
213 pounds.
or Prevacid. So it's a
Hopefully I can
little
get
bit
that
different
down to
type of
175.
medication. Okay. So that will help with the acid reflux, and then it also, what it does is it helps with like digesting the food after surgery too, and it protects the staple lining in the stomach. So you can still take the Pepsid if you need it, but hopefully the lansoprazole or the Prevacid will actually help. So okay. So the diet that you do before surgery, you're going to start that 2 weeks before. So that means you're going to start it on May 4th. So I'm going to put that in this book for you.
May 4th.
May 4th.
If my mama's birthday is on the 14th, we're supposed to have like a little, like, a dinner or whatever, some sort. Since my
Gotcha.
mom passed this year.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
she passed
So
January
you're doing like a
22nd.
memorial type of a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And we're gonna have like enchiladas and tacos, stuff like that.
Okay, gotcha. Well, there's certain things that you probably won't be able to have that day, just because that is getting close to the surgery. But you can probably make something like that work with the diet. So we'll talk about the foods that are allowed and what you can have, and you know how that might be different. So, so May 4th is when that diet starts. And then you will follow a full liquid diet.
After surgery,
Well, before surgery,
all liquid diet.
not the whole 2 weeks, but 2 days before surgery it's liquid.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm
So
gonna have a heart attack.
you're like, oh no. But yeah, you'll be on liquids after surgery for a little bit too.
I can deal with that.
Yep. Well, we used to do 2 weeks of liquids before surgery too.
Mm-hmm.
We don't anymore. Because, you know, it's hard to be on liquids for that long. So, yeah. All right. So 2 weeks before surgery, this diet starts. Like I said, everything's in the book, but I'll also send it to you in email so I can make it bigger for you so you can read it a little bit better. Basically, if the food's not listed in one of these lists, you don't want to eat it during this diet. On the day of your mom's, you know, the memorial or whatever, we can kind of talk about what options you could do, and you know, that would still kind of fit into here. Do you take any medication for diabetes?
No.
Nope. Okay. All right. So you shouldn't have to worry about any of the medications that you take prior to surgery for this diet. But there may be certain ones that you have to stop before surgery. When do you see the surgeon for your rehab? Next week? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So they'll go through that with you. They'll talk about if there's any medications you have to stop before surgery or anything like that. Okay.
Will you bring my medicine with me that day?
It would be a good idea, yeah, just to be sure. Yep, bring it with you. Okay. So the diet is divided up into different food groups. So the first food group is your protein foods. So foods that have protein in them, that's going to be things like chicken, turkey, fish, dairy products like milk, yogurt, cottage cheese. Those are all things that you can have on the diet, but it's very lean, meaning low fat. So that's why we want you to stick to like chicken and turkey or fish for your meat. And then like if you do eggs, you would do the egg whites. If you
So
were
you gotta take the
yolk out. Yep. Or you can get the egg substitute if that's easier, like the egg beaters or whatever. You can do those instead. And then for milk and dairy, you want to do the fat-free or the lowest fat possible. So fat-free milk, because that's, you know, skim, that's easy to find. But sometimes for like
So that's more like 1% or 2%.
So no, it would be the 0%.
Okay.
The fat-free for milk.
Okay.
The pink top?
Usually, I think so. I think it depends on the store. Yeah.
The one we got now is what, green?
I think so.
Okay.
The one
So
we
it's
got
like a
now is
1% probably.
Yeah.
Yep. So for the pre-surgery diet, just for the 2 weeks, it would have to be the fat-free, the 0% or the pink top. So it's just that 2 week period. You got to do that. After surgery, you can go back to the other one. Yep. And then if you did any like yogurts or cottage cheese or anything like that, it would have to be either the fat-free, or like cottage cheese. It's hard to find fat-free. So.
Cause I know I used to eat yogurt myself.
Mhm.
Like I used to make like little parfaits with the clusters inside of it.
Yep. 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 So for the most part, that's okay. The yogurts, you don't want to have anything in the yogurt, like not like what you were saying, like no like granola or fruit or anything like that.
For the 2 weeks or after surgery?
For the 2 weeks, and then after surgery, for a period of time, you can't put anything in it. So you just don't want to buy it with anything in it. Yep. So then group B, that's what we call group A is your protein foods. And then group B are your non-starchy vegetables. So that's things like asparagus, beets, peppers, green beans, spinach, tomatoes, onions, mushrooms, those are all in there. For that, you can do them cooked or you can do them raw.
What?
The vegetables.
Oh.
Yep, cooked or raw. Yep, but when you're cooking on this diet, you don't want to use any oil or butter, but you can use cooking spray. All right. I know. I kept saying it was really hot in here earlier today too, and I'm like, what the heck?
I know I felt that in the lobby. I'm
I
like,
know.
wow.
Yes, man. So for this diet, you don't want to use any oils or butter or anything when you're cooking, but you can use
May
cooking
4th
spray.
now.
Yep, you can use.
When is it?
Spray.
Huh?
When is it?
May 4th.
May
I
4th.
can't have no, my food, the food I be cooking on, can't be cooking on.
Correct. You can use cooking spray if you, but no oil.
That's something I'm gonna have to go and get then.
Bacon is fine.
Nope, no bacon.
No.
Nope,
No bacon.
not for this one. Yeah, because we want.
Baking, like baking
Oh,
your food.
baking. I thought you said bacon, like bacon
No,
grease.
I know no bacon.
No. Yes, you can
Give me a
bake.
egg anyway.
Yep, okay, yes, you can bake. Yes. You could bake your meats or roast like the vegetables and stuff. Yep, you can do that in the oven. Yep, you just want to use like cooking spray or, spray butter or
Like
something
Pam.
like that. Yep, exactly. Yep. So there's a certain number of servings, so it's 7 to 9 servings of the protein foods a day. It's 2 to 5 servings of the non-starchy vegetables. And
How do I know about all that? Like,
it's in the book, and then
we gotta get like measurements and stuff too?
So yes, you want to measure that out. So for the meats, an easy way to think about it is that 3 ounces of meat is about the size of a deck of cards, and each ounce is a serving. Yep. And it says that on here too, so it'll tell you right on there.
So if it's more than that card, that's too much.
It's not necessarily that it's too much, but this is a good serving size,
Yeah.
especially after the surgery. That's, you're not going to be able to eat much more than that. Yeah, I know. So, yeah, so you do need, yes. So you do need to be able to measure the food, whether that's in like a bowl or a measuring cup or something, or be able to like compare it and say, oh, this is about the size, this is a deck of cards, okay, that's about 3 ounces.
So I'm a fish lover. I love
Okay.
fish.
Okay.
And like, it could be catfish, it could be, I guess, what is that other fish?
Tilapia.
Mm-hmm.
Those are about the only 2 that I eat.
Those are fine. You can eat those.
But
Yeah, that's what I eat too at home.
Yeah.
Like tilapia or
but
I actually
like
eat cod.
frying my fish though. And I like it baked too.
Yeah. So it would have.
I
to
think
be,
baker, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I usually bake my fish.
Yeah.
Cause like they say, like if you bake all your foods, it's more healthier that way instead of frying it.
For sure.
And eat like, and I eat salmon too. Is that salmon?
Yeah, salmon's pretty good too.
Yep.
And I eat the salmon too.
So salmon is not on this diet because the pre-surgery diet, just because salmon is higher in fat.
Oh,
It's good healthy fat, but for this diet, we're trying to cut back the fat and the carbs really, really low. Because what this diet does is it actually shrinks your liver.
Oh.
Yeah, and that helps because like in that picture there, that darker pink that you see up there, that's your liver, and it kind of goes over top of the stomach. So this diet helps to shrink that liver back away from the stomach, and it gives Dr. Stalin, the surgeon, more room so that he can do the surgery a little easier. Yep, yep. So we do that with the low carb, low fat. Okay. So speaking of carbs, that's the other group of foods that you have on this diet, and that's your grains. So like rice, oatmeal, pasta, your starchy vegetables like potatoes, and fruits. So bananas, berries, applesauce. Those are some examples of what you can have. So a lot of these will say either like the serving size, like for rice, it's 1/3 of a cup, or for a banana, it's 1/2 of a banana. Okay, is a serving. So, and it tells you on each group how many servings from each group. So group A, the protein foods, it's 7 to 9 servings. Group B, it's 2 to 5 servings. And then group C is 1 to 3 servings. There's also a menu in here too. So in these more colorful pages, there's actually like a whole week's worth of different food ideas and even recipes.
Well, I might have to do that because trying to figure out how to eat like different would be hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
When you use something.
Right? Oh, for sure. It's definitely hard. Yep. And this kind of, yeah, part of it is to help shrink the liver, but it also helps you get ready for after surgery too, because it's important to measure your food, and yes, your stomach will tell you when you're full, but it feels a lot different than it does before surgery. So it's better to measure your food so that you don't accidentally eat too much. So,
what about the beverages?
Yeah, okay, so what you can drink. Right,
Yeah.
yes. So, on this diet, you want to stick to sugar-free drinks. So, things like Crystal Light, or Gatorade or Powerade Zeros, or just plain water is fine. You can do decaf coffee and decaf tea, but you want to be off of caffeine for this 2 weeks before surgery. Yeah, and then for 4 weeks after surgery too. No caffeine. And then nothing carbonated either, so no bubbles. Nothing bubbly. Yep.
No bubbles, honey.
No bubbles. Yep. So, but you can do the flavored, like the Crystal Light, the sugar-free, or Minute Maid makes like a sugar-free, like they make a 0 sugar, like lemonade and fruit punch.
You know what? My grandmother, when I was at my grandmother's house, she always had like these crystal lights and like the packets.
Yep.
I get them. I get them all the time for her from like Kroger's or Walmart.
Exactly. Yep. That's 100%. That's one.
Now, what about the like when you say no bubble? I understand that, but what about I think it's Sprite Zero, Sprite something. What is it's a Sprite? Sprite Zero. It's like a clear bottle with like pink and red or something on it.
Mm-hmm. But it's carbonated, so it's fizzy, right? So you don't want to drink anything that's carbonated for this diet, and for at least 4 weeks after surgery. But we really recommend after surgery you don't do anything that's carbonated. So nothing with fizz, nothing bubbly, and then sugar-free. Yep. So water, flavored water, your best bets. The Powerade Zeros, the Gatorade Zeros, things like that. No? Okay.
I had Crystal Light. I like we went, I know someone that go to Costco, and Costco got these Crystal Lights in a pack, like they little skinny pack.
Yep.
And they got a whole bunch of different flavors in it.
Yeah.
I say they're so good. They're so good.
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
And I can't get the Costco, so I got to
dang
send
it.
somebody else.
Oh, no. Someone else has got to go get it for you. Yeah.
That's it right there.
Yeah, those you can do. Those are great for this. It's a good way to keep yourself hydrated. You can also do like sugar-free popsicles. You can do those. You can do sugar-free Jell-O. Those are okay to do as well on this. You can drink broth if you want something, a little different flavor. You can do broth for fluids too. It's okay to season your food, like you can put pepper, salt, herbs, spices, all that kind of stuff in there if you want to. Those are all what we call free foods. Those are, they don't count towards the food groups. They're okay to use.
I'm one of a garlic salt and
Yeah.
garlic salt, black pepper, and seasoning salt. Them the only three things.
You can use them. Yep, those are okay on the diet. Yep. And then there's some other foods that we put into this extras category, which are things that they don't really meet the nutrients of the other food groups. So like they don't have the nutrients that vegetables do. They don't have the nutrients of the protein foods, etc. But they're higher in calories, so we want to limit them. So you don't want to have them as many, as much as a day. And that's things like sugar-free hot cocoa or low-fat cream cheese, fat-free sour cream, fat-free salad dressings. Those are things that you can have limited amounts of. So you can flavor your food.
Okay, so I like, and what about like making salad?
Yeah, so thank you for mentioning salads, because actually salad is considered to be like a free food. It doesn't count towards those other food groups. So you can make a salad with, lettuce, and if, the other vegetables you put in there would count towards your vegetable servings. So if you put like tomatoes in there and cucumbers and things like that, that would count towards your vegetables. The lettuce is free, and then you can use fat-free salad dressing. So like they have fat-free ranch, they have fat-free Italian, there's a lot of different options for fat-free salad dressing.
Okay, now what about if I want to put the meat in?
Yeah, you can put turkey or chicken or tuna. So just for this pre-op diet, it's really lean. So yeah, you could do deli turkey or chicken, no ham or roast beef or anything like that. And you would, yeah, and
I want a little turkey and I want ham for the kids.
Yeah, turkey for yourself. Yeah, so you can use turkey, and you can do fat-free cheese. It's not the most wonderful tasting thing in the world, but if you want it, you have to do fat-free though. Yeah.
I ain't gonna put no cheese on there.
There you go. Okay. Perfect. Okay. And there are some on the go, like some restaurant foods on here too, like Jimmy John's. You can get their unwich, like their turkey unwich, that you can do on this diet before surgery. There's some frozen meals like lean cuisines that are allowed on here too. So those are all on here, and like I said, I'll send these to you in your email so that I can make it a little bit easier for you to read.
Okay, you can have the book. We'll take the book.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you can do the book, and I'll do
Yeah,
the
gotcha.
That way I know what to
Together.
get. Like that way I know what to get from the stores and stuff like
Absolutely,
that.
yeah. Basically, if it's not on this list,
Can't get it.
don't buy it, right? All right, so then 48 hours before your surgery, you're going to be on a liquid diet. Yes, it'll be okay. Have you gotten any protein drinks yet?
Yeah,
Which ones do you use?
I got, what is that? Whatever the S word is. SIM.
You know what? Speaking of liquid too, I had she wasn't a friend. I had an ex-girlfriend of mine a while back that passed away on me. She actually introduced me to like a smoothie
Oh, okay.
where it was kale, fruit, peanut butter, yogurt, and whatever other fruit that she would put in there,
Yeah.
and I would blend it like all together.
Yeah, that's actually something you could make on this diet too.
I actually one day when she came to my house, I actually had made it. I said, wait a minute.
I told them what to get at the store to put in it,
Yeah.
and it came out pretty good.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you
They
can.
had made a whole big old.
It was like a
bag
whole
full
big
of-
thing,
And I was like, why did you just do that?
Why is it
Like,
so much?
and it was pretty good too. Cause I was like, wait a
and
minute.
it was
I
just
actually
like
remember
the
how to
way
make
to
it.
waste. I was mad.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it was like watery, and I'm like, oh wow, wait a
Yeah.
minute, nope.
So you
That had
can,
to go down the drain.
you can pretty much do something like that. The only thing that you mentioned that wouldn't be on the diet is peanut butter. But they do make powdered peanut butter that you can use.
Really? I'm gonna have to find that then.
Yeah. Yep. It's called, well, one of the brands is PB2. It's actually right here.
Oh, okay.
You can get that at most places that sell, it's usually in the same aisle as the peanut butter. Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that
Looking
neither.
like, okay, what is that? I just love
It's powdered, that powdered peanut butter stuff, yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep.
I didn't know they had powdered peanut butter neither.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna taste like the regular peanut butter because it's gonna be bad for it.
You are absolutely correct. It is not the same.
These are the pills I'm gonna give.
Oh, okay. Gotcha, for your calcium and your, nice. Look at you go.
Huh?
I said, look at you go. You're getting your stuff already.
Yeah.
One thing that I wanted to tell you about, because when you started seeing me, they didn't have there wasn't, you couldn't apply for the assistance program for vitamins, and that's reopened again. So if that's, so that's something you could try to get your vitamins for free. It does take about 4 to 6 weeks for them to like approve you though. So I would still get that to start. So just get like your first month's supply, and then maybe you'll be able to get that assistance program.
Yeah, let's do that.
You got it.
Now I also had a question too. How long will it take for her to heal? Like 6 to 8 weeks, or?
So there is the actual incisions, those actually on the outside, those heal probably in about 4 weeks. So it doesn't take very long. But the diet progression actually goes over a course of 6 months because it takes about that long for the stomach to fully be able to digest food. So,
6 months.
but yeah.
Jeez.
And then she's got a weight restriction for the first 4 weeks after surgery.
July,
Yep,
August, September, October.
You can't lift more than 10
So
pounds.
so her stomach will heal sometime in November then.
By November, she won't have any diet restrictions, I guess is the best way to
Oh
look
boy.
at it.
We'll be back going towards winter.
She'll be able to eat regular food though by 6 weeks after surgery.
Okay.
It's just there's certain foods like nuts and corn that are really hard to digest.
Oh
that
yeah.
we wait
Cause it'll go down rough.
Exactly. So that's the 6-month part of it.
Okay.
Yup. So what's your email address?
Mailbox Nick. Oh, Big Baby 1982.5@gmail.com. My leg was just like, okay, she's talking about food here. She's taking it away. I started to like flag up on a pop anyway, so like when I drink it, it's like, what I tell you to do is, when it feeds too much, I'm like, I tense up a little bit, and I'm like, this time stay away from this. But you sometimes like that. That biggie stuff.
Yeah.
I try to stay away from pop myself. Like I drink a lot of
He
tea.
drink a lot of tea and
Okay.
Like powdered tea. Like it's like a big yellow can.
Yeah.
I think it's like Lipton. It's a
it's not
Lipton.
It's just
something like that.
something like
Yeah, it's in powdered.
Okay. It's powdered. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Premier. Okay. Perfect. So the only thing is that you won't be able to do the cafe latte because it's got caffeine.
Okay.
So you got to do a different flavor for the.
What about caramel?
Yeah, caramel's fine. You can do caramel. Yep. But the cafe latte one, that one has caffeine in it.
Not yet.
Yeah, you can do it later. You could do it 4 weeks after surgery, but not for the pre-surgery diet and not for. I know. But if you get the caramel, so you're gonna drink 3 or 4 of those for that 3 days before surgery, that liquid diet, do 3 to 4 protein drinks, and then you can drink, in addition to that, you can have milk, like the fat-free milk, or tomato juice, V8 juice, you can have yogurt, sugar-free pudding. So there's some foods, they're not really like solid foods, but some foods that you can eat during that time too. And then the day before surgery, so on the 17th of May, you will do clear liquids. And since you're not eating any food, we want you to actually drink some liquids that have sugar. So we want you to do things like apple juice or like the regular Gatorades or Powerades. They don't have to be clear, like as in colorless, but they have to be see-through. So like orange juice doesn't work for this diet because you can't see through it, but apple juice is okay. And you want to avoid anything that's red or purple colored because red and purple can look like blood.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want them to think you're bleeding. So that's what you'll do the day before surgery. You'll do clear liquids, do about half of them, the more sugary kinds, so like the apple juice.
So will somebody be telling me like step by step or what?
Not necessarily step by step, but in this book and in the email I'll send you, it does have the dates of when you start these diets and what they are.
Okay.
Yep. So then you'll come in for your surgery, and something that I like to tell patients to keep in mind is that you won't have anything to eat or drink until the day after surgery. So you stop drinking liquids 2 hours before you arrive for your surgery. And then you won't have anything to drink until that next day. So you stay overnight for the surgery. You knew about that part? Okay.
Speaking of that,
Yeah.
she was telling me about the overnight thing.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, like, it's me and her oldest, our oldest daughter.
Yeah.
One of us can, I can say mostly it'll probably be me.
To be at the hospital?
Yeah.
You can be at the hospital during visiting hours.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Yep.
can't stay overnight.
Can't stay overnight in the
Okay.
hospital.
Okay.
Nope. So you want somebody to be there when you're in surgery. So somebody, I'm guessing it'll be you that'll be there.
Yeah.
And that way that when your surgery's done, Dr. Stalin will come out and talk to you and let you know how she's doing. You'll also be able to see when you're there, there's a screen and it tells you where your loved one is at. So it'll tell him where you're at, if you're pre-surgery, if you're in surgery, or if you're in recovery. Okay. Surgery usually takes about an hour and a half, but you gotta remember that there's like the prep, and that takes a couple hours usually. The surgery is about an hour and a half, and then recovery can take a couple hours too. So it's a long day. It's a long day.
So be prepared at least 6 hours.
Yeah, right. That's a good way. Exactly. And it may be shorter than that, which would be great.
Yeah.
But be prepared to be there a long time.
Oh yeah, I will.
Yep. And then once you're done with surgery and you're out of recovery, they'll take you to our surgical floor. And the day after your surgery, I'll come and visit you. Okay. Because you're having surgery on a Wednesday, and I always go see patients in the hospital on Thursdays. So I'll come visit you and go make sure that you know what you're doing when you get home as far as what diet to follow and everything. So there's a checklist in here in this book. This book, honestly, it takes you from start to finish. There's a checklist in here for what you should be doing the day of your surgery. So like I said, you can have clear liquids until 2 hours before you get here. You can take a shower if you want to, but don't use any like lotions or anything on your body on the day of surgery. And then no jewelry either. I don't know if you have any body piercings or anything. You have to.
No,
Okay.
no more.
Gotcha. Okay. Those have to come out if you do. But no jewelry, no nail polish, no makeup. She's like, that's fine. It's okay to use deodorant. You can brush your teeth. Bring your driver's license and or photo ID and your insurance card. Everything I'm reading to you is in this booklet, so you'll be able to see it when you get home. If you want to bring any of your own like personal toiletries, like your own toothpaste, toothbrush, stuff like that, you can. You're only staying overnight, so it's up to you. They'll give you that stuff too in the hospital if you need it. And bring comfortable clothes to wear when you go home. One of the incisions that they do the surgery, it's laparoscopically, so they're only going to have these little incisions, and there's going to be about anywhere from 4 to 6. It just depends on the person and how many he needs. But one of the incisions that he makes is usually right by your belly button, and it tends to be the one that's the most tender. So when you're thinking about clothes to wear, I know for me, like my pants always sit right at my belly button, and it rubs and it's not comfortable. So think about that. Like try to pick out try to pick out pants or something that sit a little higher or lower, or just are really nice and stretchy. That'll be more comfortable for you.
Like what I got on now.
So like
Right,
stretch
something nice and
pants.
stretchy. Yeah, exactly. Do you use a CPAP?
Yeah.
Okay, so bring that with you to the hospital. Yep, gotta bring it with you to the hospital. Your glasses, they'll take.
I would not like that sleep app machine. I cannot sleep with it. I would just sit up there all night long and look at the wall.
Well, they want you to make sure that you bring it with you, and then if for some reason you can't sleep with it and you don't use it, but it's gotta be there. So just bring it with you to the hospital. Yep. Your glasses, they'll take those off before the surgery and they'll put it in with your belongings and everything so that you'll have it for afterwards. Do you wear dentures? Nope. Okay. All right. So again,
I'm gonna wear them.
you're going to?
My
Yeah.
shoe fell out over the weekend.
Oh no! Oh my gosh. Well, shouldn't have them by that time probably, but we just tell patients, just so you know, they'll have to be taken out before surgery. But so you won't have anything to eat or drink until after you're gonna have a test the day after surgery called an upper GI. And what that is, it's just an X-ray, and they're gonna make sure that everything goes down in your stomach the way it's supposed to. So after that test is done, they'll start your diet in the hospital. And until then, they give you fluids in your IVs to keep you hydrated. Alright. So the diet after surgery in the hospital is mostly going to be clear liquids. They're going to bring you some sugar-free Jello, broth, decaf coffee or tea, sugar-free popsicle, and they're going to bring you a protein drink. So the protein drink that we have in the hospital, it's called Ensure Max Protein. It comes in chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry. Do you have a preference over what flavor you get?
I got all of them.
You're like, I don't care. Yeah, I mean, we can give you whatever. You're probably only gonna drink one the whole time you're there.
Yeah.
So.
You know how you just want a taste?
You're like, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Taste it,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. That's totally fine. Okay. So that's what you'll get, the Jello, the sugar-free popsicle, the broth, that protein drink, that's what you'll get at the hospital to drink. And they want to see that you can just drink a little bit and it goes down okay. So you just want to make sure that when you're drinking after surgery, you just take small sips. If you think about, like a medicine cap, like if you have to take like liquid cold medicine, you know how they have those little caps on them? That's about an ounce.
Speaking of broth, can she use like bouillon cubes too?
Yep, she
Okay.
sure can. Yep.
I'll get some.
Yeah. So that little medicine cap is about an ounce, and that's about how much you want to drink.
Cause I had to.
In a 15-minute period. Okay. Think about it that way. Yep. So it's not a lot, and you don't drink it like shot. You sip it. Okay. And you don't work right now, right? Okay. So the only thing you have to worry about like at home is that you don't want to lift, push, or pull anything that's over 10 pounds for the first 4 weeks. So a gallon of milk weighs 10 pounds.
That's why she got me.
Yep, exactly. Yep, you'll be lifting stuff up for her, and you'll be able to get up and move around. We want you walking. We want you doing that stuff at home. But, anything heavier, you don't want to be lifting. You don't want to be doing a lot of twisting or bending.
I know one.
No? Okay. For your incisions that you'll have, like I said, they're very small. On the outside, he uses glue to like seal them basically. So they stitch them on the inside, but then they glue them on the outside. Those are okay to like wash, like you can take a shower, that's fine, but you just don't want to scrub them. You want to let them kind of peel off on their own.
Right.
Okay. And no
You
baths.
gotta keep them dry.
Exactly. Yep. No ointments or anything on them. Exactly.
So you said no bath?
No baths, pools, or hot tubs until after your first appointment with the nurse practitioner. So that's usually
Oh
about.
my goodness.
Yep.
So I gotta take a shower?
You gotta take showers
For
for the
how
first.
long?
It's usually 3 weeks. Yeah. Yep. Sorry. Aw. Yep. If you have any concerns after surgery, we want you to try to call our office first before going to the emergency room, unless, of course, it's an immediate emergency, right? Then you go. But, you know, if you're having issues, you're having pain or anything like that, you're having vomiting, any complications.
That's what I want to avoid.
Yeah, hopefully you will not do that. We give you medication to prevent, we give you anti-nausea medication. And vomiting is not common. It's more just like the nausea that's more common, but vomiting is not common. Okay. And then you're gonna follow up with our office. You're gonna see us a week after surgery. So you'll see me, the dietitian, and our nurse a week after surgery. And then 3 weeks after surgery is the appointment with the nurse practitioner. 6 weeks after with me again, and then 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year, you see the whole team, and we do labs to check and see how your vitamins are doing and everything, and how you're doing. All right. So medications after surgery, most of the time you can take most of your medications, but if there's anything that you're not supposed to take, you'll find that out next week at your appointment with Dr. Sandlin. They're going to give you that reflux medication we already talked about. They're going to give you medication to protect your gallbladder so that you don't get gallstones. And then they give you the anti-nausea and the pain medication too. So we already mentioned the hospital diet, that's clear liquids. And when you get home, you can start a kind of full liquid diet. So you can drink the protein drinks, but again, not the cafe latte. It's got to be like the caramel or whatever, something that doesn't have caffeine. You can do milk, you can do cottage cheese, you can do pudding, you can do tomato soup or tomato juice or vegetable juice like V8.
What I'm gonna do, apple juice?
Apple juice I wouldn't recommend after surgery just because it's very high in sugar and it might cause stomach problems. Yep.
Okay.
But like if you can do any sugar-free drinks, you can do, or if you can find sugar-free apple juice, you can do that. Yeah.
Unsweetened?
Yep. Right.
What about like the unsweetened applesauce?
Unsweetened applesauce. Yep. You can do that. Yep. You can have that. And hot cereals like oatmeal, grits, cream of wheat, you can do those.
Oh man, cream of wheat is my special.
There we go.
I love
awesome. Okay.
I love it.
Great.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, and you can flavor them up a little bit. You can use butter after surgery and oil if you need to. You can season those. Instant mashed potatoes is something else that you can have.
That's after surgery?
Yep, this is after surgery when you get home. Yep.
So that'll be clear liquid, right?
So no, you're not. You're only on clear liquids in the hospital. When you get home, you start the stage 2 diet, which is everything we were just talking about, like the applesauce and the cottage cheese and instant mashed potatoes.
I thought I was gonna be on clear liquids after.
No, only in the hospital. That's the only time you're on clear liquids is in the hospital. So you're only on it for maybe a couple hours. Yep. And then afterwards, then you're on 2 weeks of that kind of full liquid diet. But again, you can have applesauce, you can have cottage cheese, you can have cream of wheat, you can have grits. So those are some of the more solid things you can have. Yep. And then the rest of the diet stages are in here, but I'm not going to go over them today because I'm going to talk about that when we see each other after surgery.
Okay.
But I want to put the dates in here at least because that all these diets start so you have them. And I'll send you all of this in email too.
Okay.
Do you guys have any other questions that you can think of?
No, I don't.
Are you excited?
I'm excited, but I'll be tortured.
Oh no, you'll be all right. You'll make it.
If I had to go through the same thing with her, I will.
Yeah, that's awesome. You're so supportive.
Like if certain foods that she can't have, I won't eat them with her.
There you go. Alright, and then 6 months after surgery is November 18th. So by Thanksgiving, you'll be able to eat pretty much all foods. You won't have a restriction, so that's nice. Alright.
But I'm gonna have to probably cook the food.
Yeah, but you won't have the restriction, like you won't have to restrict yourself from any other things, so.
Okay.
Here's your book, and I'm gonna send that all to you in a digital form so that I can make it easier for you to read, okay?
This will like
That
my
tells you,
whole life in the book.
that's right, that's the bariatric Bible is what it is. And actually, you know what, let me mark the page where the pre-op diet starts, okay? So I'll mark the spot where it's like from surgery, pre-surgery and beyond, okay? So you got that on there. All right. Any other questions that you have?
No, honey,
I emailed you the link to that application. Like I said, it takes about 4 to 6 weeks to hear back from
fill it
them.
out.
Yeah, you do have to fill it out. You
She
gotta
go through y'all.
Yep, you gotta fill it out, and then, so I would recommend that you buy those vitamins you showed me. Buy those, just get a month worth, and then see if you get approved for that program. 'Cause if you do, you'll get
But,
free.
I can get them, I'm gonna just buy the one that's at 100.
Oh,
but
for the
$30.
year,
You
yeah.
can get it for $30. You can't beat that.
Oh, dang. Well, yeah, go for it. That way you have something. And then if you get the program too, then you have it for, the program's good for a year and then you have to renew every year.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Alright.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. You guys have any other questions, concerns, anything else?
No, not that I can think of.
You'll be back next week, right? To see
Yeah.
Dr. Stalin and you can go over everything? Okay? Awesome. Do you want to try one of those protein drinks that you're going to get in the hospital? I got a vanilla one right here.
Sure.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't drink it right now because it's warm. But take it home and put it in the fridge.
Okay.
Try it out. Okay?
Okay.
All right, you guys. That's what you'll get in the hospital is the Ensure Max protein. Yep. All right.
I have no questions.